that has arisen by itself across the land. Ninas is asking, where are the other men of God and women of God in the land? Where are the men of God in the land at a time like this? Where are the women of God in the land at a time like this? How come it's only the voices of just 2 or 3 that we're hearing amongst the hundreds that are there? At a time there is a contest between falsehood and truth in terms of the Constitution of Nigeria that lied, that we the people enacted our damnation. At a time there's a contest between darkness and light, in which darkness is fast, eclipsing the light that we're supposed to be, or are we no longer the light? The reason we're asking this question is that there's anguish in the land. There's death prowling all over the place. There's misery, there's hunger, there's anger, there's violence. And the ones you thought were going to be in the vanguard of advancing the solution that's been proposed, that has been found and proposed, are keeping quiet, keeping, sitting on the, staying aloof, pretending they do not know that that debate is going on. Therefore, we come to remind them at this time that in South Africa, we saw when South Africa was, when the owners of South Africa, the black people of South Africa, were struggling with a similar demon called apartheid, a constitution under which a stranger white minority had come into their society, overpowered them, became the owners of the land, and imposed a constitution that made their conquest more or less permanent, to the exclusion of the owners of the land. And we saw that it took the emergence of some lawyers and some men of God into that campaign to extricate themselves from the damnation. Oliver Tambo, the lawyer, Nelson Mandela, the lawyer. But we saw also Bishop Desmond Tutu and all those sisters and nuns. The older generation in Nigeria will remember this very clearly, that it was the collaboration provided by the church as represented by Bishop Desmond Tutu, still very much alive. That was what enabled those who were fighting to take down apartheid constitution, led by 2 lawyers, Oliver Tambo and Nelson Mandela. Of course, there were many, many others. Walter Sisulu, Govan Mbeki, Katreda, Winnie Mandela in her own right, because she held the fort. And so we come to ask today, apart from Pastors Sam Ayedogbon, who had the courage to provide the platform by which these issues were presented to a retreat of church leaders, and who had on a number of occasions come public, taking a position around the question of the constitutional arrangement for the country. Where are the other people? Where are the other pastors? Where are the other men of God? Where are the other general overseers? Why is it that it's only Paul Adefarasin that will be the lone voice to declare that the 1999 Constitution of Nigeria is a fraud, and that the Nigeria erected upon that fraud is a scam that is heading nowhere? Why will it be Paul Adefarasin alone that will come to tell us that we cannot seek to get to another round of elections under that constitution that create all the evils we are contending with, whether it is the killings going on all over the place, or the mass impoverishment, or the infrastructural decay, or the corruption that has grown in leaps and bounds? Why is it only Paul Adefarashin that will be talking about the census figures, the manufactured census figures with which INEC is planning another election in 2023 and telling us that it is all a sham? Where are the other men of God in the land? Or is it that these things happening are not happening to your flocks? Is it not amongst your flocks that these killings are taking place everywhere in the land, whether it's in the Middle Belt or in Ibarakba or in Eastern Nigeria? Or is it when the entire flock is finished by the killings that you will join the discussion, and not that you were not told? The lawyers in the land, what have you said? I see many of them talking about electoral reform and electronic voting transmission of it. By which constitution will the winner of that election govern? The men of God, some of them are already talking about PVC. By which constitution will the winner of any elections govern? So we come today to say to you that if you be a man of God in this land, in this Nigeria at this time, and you are not taking a position in this fierce combat, in this battle, in this debate, in this war between truth and falsehood, the truth being that we never made this constitution. 99, falsehood being that we the people enacted our damnation as represented by this constitution, as contained in this constitution. Any man of God in Nigeria who does not step forward now to take a position will be counted as being in the service of that enemy that imposed this constitution, that is refusing to come to discussion with the rest of Nigeria, especially in the alliance territory, the New South, as you see in white, minus the Sharia North, that is now on an invasion, on an ethnic cleansing, and on a conquest mission against all of them, killing them off to take their land permanently, having brought in their like from across Africa, throwing our borders open. So we say, as the countdown continues, in the 120 days period of consultation with the populace and international community, I'm sure most of us must have heard and seen what's transpired in Washington in the last 1 week, where Bishop Kuka had gone to join in the discussion from where we stopped in 2019. The evangelicals in the US are so concerned that they are putting pressure on Congress in Capitol Hill. The government there, the Congress itself, is leading a discussion for how these killings can stop. We saw Bishop Kuka go to tell them that the government of Nigeria is not doing anything, it's not going to do anything. We had gone as far as telling them that that it's a matter of complicity. It's a matter of being accomplices in the killings that are going on. Danjuma already told us it's a matter of collusion, a former chief of army staff. And we saw former President Trump. Buhari himself told us that in his private meeting with Trump, that Trump had asked him, why are you killing Christians in your country? We saw the Global Terror Index calling the Fulani herdsmen by their name as the fourth most deadly terror organization on earth. Why are we hedging around the matter of calling out evil joining the campaign to take down the source of that evil, which is this constitution? So I say it first to the flock, to the young people whose lives have been ruined and mortgaged. Ask your pastor, ask your general overseer if you have access, ask your regional pastor, ask your bishop, ask your archbishop, ask your parish priest. What has the head of the church, what has the parish, what has the diocese, what has the general overseer said about this constitution that is the source of all this misery? Why are they asking us to go to another election under that constitution instead of going to take down that constitution as has been proposed? Anybody, that 120 days period of consultation that began on the 17th day of April in 2021 is running and will be coming to a head on the 16th of August. Today is 19th? 20th. Today, 20th of July in 2021. By this broadcast, we are expressly inviting the men of God in the land to take a position on the question of this fraud that is the source of all the miseries, all the killings, all the impoverishment, and all the hopelessness in the land. You cannot be pouring olive oil on the heads of the politicians who are using this as their tool of trade, like carpenters use saw and hammer. This is the tool of the trade of the politician that comes to you for anointing to win election. Then when we come to tell you to take a position in the effort to take down this apartheid, this worse than apartheid constitution, some of the men of God told us that they don't get involved in politics, but they always get involved in who will win presidency or who will win governorship. We must come to the end of those pretenses and take a position on the side of the people or on the side of their tormentors. If we are pouring olive oil on the head of the politicians that are swearing to defend and uphold the source of the torment of the people, then we are not on the side of the people, no matter how much we pontificate about it. We invite the men of God in the land and women of God in the land. We invite every one of them, every one of you, to step forward now and take a position on the side of the people. If by the close of these 120 days of consultations that are already yielding all of what we saw inside Nigeria and in Washington, where those who were involved in that consultation have now come to a public hearing in Congress, inviting one man of God from Nigeria called Bishop Hassan Kuka, Matthew Kuka, to come to bear witness to what is happening in Nigeria, in his home region in that Nigeria. And the rest of us are keeping quiet. We are saying we must, before the close of that 120 days, come public with our position. Anybody who does not know should find who to ask. There must be lawyers in your congregation who you can ask. You can also go to the website of NINAS, www.ffn.org. Again, I repeat, www.ffn.org, to find out exactly what is being proposed about the extinguishing the source of this misery, about taking down this apartheid constitution, and the need to stop the renewal, the journey to the renewal in 2023 by way of election. Don't talk about PVC. Young people, we address you directly. The young people, the ones that did NSAS, the ones who don't know what to do with their life now, from anywhere you are in the world, those who are inviting you to come and elect better people that will govern you, ask them, under which constitution will that better person govern? You must put pressure. You must join in this debate. Don't sit by the side. It's your future that is being sold by these wicked people who swear to defend and uphold the source of death for everybody, the source of impoverishment for everybody, but which guarantees opulence, guarantees fabulous wealth for the operators of this constitution, the governors, the senators, whoever will be president and vice, their ministers, all of those who go to gather in Abuja to share money every month, including council chairmen. Ask all of them, by which constitution would they govern if we go to election that renews the life of this constitution in 2023? At a time, everybody else is saying, let us take out this constitution, go into transition. We are not anarchists. Well, we have no quarrel with those in government house. Let us use the balance of this tenure, as much of it as we need, to go and solve this problem. Otherwise, the society is heading to where to collapse on everybody. The men of God in the land, anybody who does not speak up before the 16th of August in 2021 will be counted by the flock as being on the side of the tormentors, as being on the side of those who impose this constitution, as being on the side of the enemy, killing off everybody, seizing their assets, and stealing them blind, maiming them, raping them, and rendering their future, impotent, rendering their future useless. This is not the time to be silent. Silent is not going to be golden on this occasion. The same thing applies to the lawyers in the land. You should be the one telling other people, but you are all interested in electoral reform and electronic vote transmission. That is not the issue for now. The issue is the constitution by which the winner of that election will govern. If you are not on the side of saying, let us get rid of this constitution first, then you are amongst those who are